Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. I am here. Hello. I am here. I am here. You know, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Good afternoon. Clap once if you can hear me. Once, just once. Just clap once. Okay. Just clap once. I need you to clap once. That doesn't show. Number of people in the room versus the claps are not matching. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can see me or where the voice is coming from, clap once. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so my name is Wendy. I'm your host for the evening, and karibuni sana to the Sandbox. We're very delighted to be hosting you today. And I hope that by the time you're leaving here, at whatever time you leave, you have made either a connection for your business, you've had a breakthrough for your business, or you have made a friend, because friends are equally very important, or you've secured money for your business. You know, the night could go either way, but I'm hoping all those things happen for you. I want to introduce a few people who will just come and talk about themselves and why we are here today. And I want to start with Joram, who is the CEO and co-founder at Sandbox. And before he comes on stage, for those who came in a little later before I did just the house rules, the gents' washroom are at the end of the corridor on my right, and the ladies are just behind this wall on my left. Myself, I'll be walking around. So if you have any questions, you need any support, please let me know. I'll be happy to make it happen for you. And I hope you really do enjoy the night. Karibuni sana to the Sandbox.
Good evening, everyone. And then I'm going to take a risk and try this. Ciao. Benvenuti in Kenya. Per favor, non bere troppo. Ask the Italians what I said. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. It has been a couple of years. I met Martino online. We began to have a conversation, and finally, we are here doing something together. My name is Joram Winamo. I am the CEO of Sandbox. Sandbox is this place where we are, 7th floor and ground floor, where we've built a unique one-stop shop to assist entrepreneurs and business people just to find all the different services that they need to be able to grow and scale their businesses. So if you come here on any other day, we have 28 non-competing professionals. All of them are experts in their field of expertise, so business areas. I can see some of them here, Sandbox experts, put up your hands. Okay, you can see a startup expert, research, ICT, event management, yeah, team building. And so what we've done is made it easy for business people to find all the services in one room. And then once we also put it together, we realize that even international businesses that are coming into Kenya or Kenyans who want to do business internationally can also benefit from the same experts. And so if you're here and you need to figure out your way in Kenya, Sandbox is very available for you. And it is in our growing international that we've built a partnership with Vado in Africa and other organizations, particularly for the Kenya-Italy League. Outside of that, you will realize we also have partnerships in about 13 other countries across Africa, US, UK, Netherlands. And we continue to build this network to allow businesses just to be able to grow, scale, and easily do business across borders. For today, we are excited to be hosting the group that is here. There's Kenyans in the room. There's Italians who are based in Kenya in the room, who've lived here for many years. And we also have some Italians who've come from Italy who are here to scout business opportunities and build connections. And so we are really looking forward this evening just to build some very strong connections here. Based on what happens here today, we will probably do something much bigger later on. There'll be a much larger number of Italian businesses coming. Traditionally, Kenya and Italy businesses, we don't really know and understand each other. And this event is to start to change that. So for the Kenyans, please take advantage, learn as much as possible. It is not as complicated as you think to do business in Italy. For the Italians, this is your opportunity to create Kenyan connections. And I'm sure as time goes by, we will start to hear of businesses collaborating, people finding partners, and people beginning to work together to share knowledge, share technology, share experiences, and we are going to have a much stronger Italy-Kenya connection when it comes to business. So feel free, do not be shy. This is a networking event, so walk to somebody. If they look at you badly, tell them, Joram said I should talk to you. I'm giving you permission to talk to everyone in the room. We are here to get to know each other and create connections, but also looking forward to much greater collaborations in future. And so Martino, thank you so much for creating this connection. For everyone in the room, thank you so much for making your time to come, make this evening count, and have a great evening. What I said in Italian is don't drink too much. So I don't know if that is how it is pronounced, but I will keep learning how to speak the language.
Thank you so much, Joram. My takeaway is that if someone looks at you badly, tell them. Yes, Joram said I should talk to you. That is the only thing I have had. Everything else I know. That's the only thing I didn't know. I want to invite Ames from Core Africa just to say a little something as we continue.
Good afternoon to everyone. Saseni. Okay, my name is Hermes Amato, and I'm the country director of Call Africa. Call Africa is an international NGO that is based in Kenya since 2005. We have offices in Tanzania, Kenya, and Zambia, and our main headquarters is in Italy, in Fano, in Regione Marche. Today we are here as part of the activities of In-Twin project, a project funded by AICS, the Italian Agency for Cooperation and Development. Is a 3-year project that aims to improve the employability of the youth in Kenya. We are implementing this project thanks to the support of some partners that I want to introduce to you. DEC, Deaf Empowerment Kenya, Wangu Kanja Foundation, but in Africa, of course, MG Innovation Hub, and also some public authorities like the Ministry of Labor in Kenya, Regione Marche in Italy, and Teveta Authority. As I said, the main goal of the project is to improve the employability of the youth. We are planning to do this moving around the 3 main pillars. One of them is to improve and to increase the dialogue between the private sectors between Kenya and Italy. The other one is the establishment of work-based learning practices for the students enrolled on the VTCs. And then also with the establishment of innovation hubs within the vocational training center. We target 3 counties, Kiambu, Kajiado, and Machakos, and 2 vocational training per each counties. So thank you very much for being here, and I hope you will enjoy the event. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And lastly, I want to call Martino, who I think almost everyone in this room knows. So Martino, it is your time. It is your time.
Mambo, karibuni. Karibuni sana, benvenuti a tutti. Niko poa sana. Kwa hapa Nairobi, siti nilika kitambo huko nyuma na ninapiksha kidogo kidogo. Parlerò in inglese, non in italiano e non in Shengo Kiswahili. So we'll do my best to keep together the different souls of this room. Un saluto anche a chi ci segue dall'Italia, da YouTube. Feel free, siete liberi di commentare, vi leggiamo le domande da qui. Feel free to write a question and we'll share here. So basically, as VAD in Africa, we have one belief that as Italy is the country of small, medium enterprises. 95% of our company are small, micro or small. And we do believe that probably in the near future, we really need to change our way to work with Africa. Not in the near future. We would have needed 10 years ago. We are trying to do it, Leo, today, oggi. And so to start, instead of, we are not here, at least myself, to empower anybody. I'm here just to learn, to listen, and try to create win-win connections with one big belief, which is that win-win means before thinking how can I let the other person win, and later on, how can I win? And this is valid between Kenyan and Italian, between Kenyan to Kenyan, Italian to German, to whatever. So whoever will be your neighbor during the cocktail, ask him question, listen, and think how you can help her or him. Okay, sawa sawa. I do believe that if we do this, the project has absolutely reached its goal, and we can come back next year with new ideas and new companies, investors, or opening bridges in Italy for Kenyan companies and so on. Just in dakika moja, VAD in Africa is a network, but is, let's say, a village. Like here, Sandbox, the village formula is the African village of experts around businesses. We are the Italian village of entrepreneurs working all over Africa. We have people watching us, maybe doing business in Senegal or in Ghana, in South Africa, in Morocco. And again, we believe that we have a lot in common. We have tribes in Italy. We have people from Salerno, people from Varese like me, people from the Western, Eastern, different foods, different languages, but we share the same vision. And that's why we are here, which is to basically help each other, try to, to survive and do something good. My dream is that we can bring Italian know-how and creativity at the service of Kenyan, African energy. So feel free to ask questions. The format will be very informal. So we'll have 5 panels. For each panel, quick questions, but like, tennis, ping pong. Very quick questions, and there will be a microphone moving around where you can ask any kind of question. There are no forbidden questions, no taboo. You can ask, are you connected with mafia? Usually, I hope we will answer no, we are not. Are you a Mungiki or something like that? And yeah, that's the spirit of today. Enjoy, and karibuni sana. Asanteni.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And just as Martino has said, we are entering a quick fireside chat. So it's going to be a conversation. So when you see a microphone coming next to you, know that the person I have given the microphone to bring has chosen you. I have chosen you to answer the questions. But just before we continue, I can see so many people at the back, and there's so much space in the middle here. I can see so many people at the back. So I'd like us to come into the room, not outside the room. So I'd like us to come into the room, please. Okay. Yes, you start. You.
Hello, hello. So we start with a sector that is the basis of the economy of this country, which is technology. No, it's AgroFood. Just like also in Italy, is a very important sector. So please allow me to call a senator of our business club, who is Antonio Raimondi of Raimondi Investments. Please, prego. Some music, Kenyan music for Antonio. Benvenuto. Prego. And then Kenyan counterparts chosen by Wendy. Where is Wendy? A Kenyan in AgroFood, active in AgroFood. Please. Or we start with Antonio. So, benvenuto. Antonio Raimondi. Antonio Raimondi has been working with this country for a long time. He is a former director of Don Bosco International. But for the past few years, sorry. It will be very, very quick, very helpful then for the networking. Pay attention. Antonio is now based in Kenya, and he has a big dream for AgroFood in Kenya. So, Antonio, what is your big dream?
Well, first of all, good evening to everybody. Buonasera a tutti. In Italy, I'm unfortunately, the Italians, we're always in love with our mothers, okay? So when we're on the TV, ciao mamma, sono qua, sto bene, ho mangiato a pranzo, sto bene. Perché ti chiedono sempre se hai mangiato, anche se hai 60 anni, 70 anni. Hai mangiato? Sì, ho mangiato, mamma, guarda, sto
They
a
ask
posto.
you if you have eaten, but I
Now,
think it's the same with Kenyan mama or Shosho.
Yeah, did you eat? They want to always know if you ate. Not if you're okay, but you ate. Now, let's come to my background is international cooperation. Been here in Kenya for my first time in 1994, long time ago. Came to evaluate the project funded by the European Union and Makuyu printing press at the time. Very good project. As a matter of fact, it's still going on. Fantastic. After 40 years in international cooperation, I decided to start my new career. I'm over 60, but I want a new career in entrepreneurship.
So what's your big dream now?
Now, my big dream
10
is,
words.
I'm in agro-business fundamentally, okay, because I think it's one of the great opportunities of Kenya, among others. It's not only agro-business. But my big dream is to open, to manufacture pesto here.
Who knows who pesto is, what pesto is?
I think
Not
that
the Italians.
I think that you all know what the pesto sauce is, right? It's a sauce made by basil. And it's incredible that all this basil, wonderful basil, because probably you Kenyans don't even know that your basil is the same basil as we have in Italy in the region called Liguria.
Which is my mother's
Liguria,
tribe,
okay?
my mother's tribe, Genova.
Because if you eat pesto
Best
in
pesto.
Rome, Milan, Naples, Florence, it's not the same as you eat it in Genova or Savona, okay? In that region, because the basil is special. And your Kenyan basil is so tasty as the basil of Liguria, okay? So, and you are exporting this basil, okay, all over the world,
Rome.
and you're not, as usually, having an added value on the basil. And I would like not only to put the basil from Kenya, but also the other products. I would like to put, for example, avocado oil rather than olive oil made here in Kenya. I would like to put cashew nuts rather than pinoli. I would like to put even some of your cheese rather than the pecorino from Italy.
So, Antonio, in the last minute, what are you looking for tonight? The specific contact that if you go back to Runda with this contact, you tell me, oh, Martino, you are a wizard.
I want a partner.
What kind of partner?
Well, it can be both. Someone who is really skilled in agro-food, because I don't come from this sector, so I need someone who is really,
Agro-processing.
That's it, agro-processing, and of course, also financially, from a financial point of view, someone that wants to come in my company, have some shares, and share together.
Pesa Kidogo.
Yeah.
How much, more or less, are you?
Oh, come on! Don't. These are things.
Just how many zero to understand?
How many zeros? Oh, let's say some hundreds of. Yeah, of course, not small shareholders because we have to set up the whole manufacturing. But it's feasible. I already went through the feasibility study. It is feasible, and it's a dream that I am absolutely sure that will become reality in the coming, let's say 1 year, more or less 1 year. Okay.
Grazie mille. Grazie mille,
Thank you,
Antonio.
sir. Thank you. Thank you.
You can meet him there, especially if there is the pesto sauce. You will find him around there. Grazie.
Thank you so much.
A big clap to Antonio Raimondi. Or if you have music, you can put music. So we move on with another sector which is very important, especially in Nairobi, but not only in Nairobi, all over Kenya and all over Africa, which is construction, architecture, buildings. For the Italian team, I would like to call on stage Marco Carolei, founder and director of Avanti Architecture. Benvenuto, please. Wendy, if you have somebody from the Kenyan team, but if there is anybody active in construction, architecture, design, who wants to join me here, this chair is free. So feel free to grab the occasion to come here. If you are in that sector, please don't say, I am a big constructor, then you are in another sector. So Marco, I see that we are only Wazungu speaking. Maybe it can be interesting for the Kenyan tribes, friends, to understand how an Italian professional based here for a long time is working and what is the big dream of an Italian architect based in Nairobi since 2008, right?
Yes, I've been here since 2008, although my journey is a bit far and wide. I studied in the UK, so my background is more British than Italian. I ended up here by chance, really, 17 years ago. And I came here to work for a local company, and then about 10 plus years ago, I set up my own company. It's called Avanti Architecture Limited. And we've been in business since then with the ups and downs. We've been able to establish our presence locally and around the region. So happy to be here. Please feel free to ask me questions. I'll try the best I can to answer them.
So feel free. I think maybe there should be another mic, otherwise I'll give you mine. There are questions for an architecture, Italian architecture based in Nairobi. Where is your studio? Where? And what is the let's say the vision? If you are here, is because I think you have a vision. Otherwise, the options. Why you do architecture in Kenya, in Westland?
The vision formed throughout the years. I think the ideas that we had at the beginning, they were shaped by the all current situations, past, current, and future. Architecture, construction industry, as you know, is very well in a bit of a limbo. We are affected by factors that it's very hard to control. Unfortunately, construction tends to be the first that gets affected when the economy is not great. You
At the same time, when the economy booms, is also the first one to
exactly,
come back.
Yes, yes. So it's a cycle. Yeah, we go up and down.
7 years from now, what you would like to achieve?
The idea is to combine a bit of work to, as we say, put food on the table, but also contribute to the communities around us, especially in the field of urban design, regenerations. So we try to do a bit of both. Yes.
Thank you so much. If you have a question for Marco, he is here. Otherwise, yeah, please, Mike.
So hi.
Hi.
So it's interesting to see the sector you're in. I would love to know how you navigated the volume.
No, tell us, who are you?
Oh, who am I?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Wanja. I'm the startup expert box. And one of the things that startups really have a challenge with is the city council, the government, and you're in construction. And that's just a place that has all that drama. So I'd love to know how you navigated that and were able to grow.
Let's say that I had to grow several levels of patience to start with, and just being persistent, really. Make sure that you have everything in order that is required by law, and then just keep at it. Eventually, when you work well, people tend to also help in that sense, yes.
Anybody else? Please, please, please. If there is a third mic, would be helpful.
Thank you very much. My name is Kenon Bae. I am the wealth expert at the Sandbox. So recently we've seen technology coming up to make building and construction cheaper because it's usually high capital investments. Are there any ideas or opportunities that you see to bring the cost of construction lower, especially with the upcoming technologies?
The cost of construction is primarily defined by where the materials are coming from. So more there is local produced, the cheaper it is. Technology can help, but my experience shows that novel technology is not necessarily always appropriate. So you really need to understand what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and then select the technology accordingly. So, which is where the professionals comes in. Generally, I find clients, professional, very open to try and test, but there has to be a contextualization and appropriateness to what you choose.
Thank you very much. If there is a last one, otherwise we switch to the next sector. And you can easily find Marco.
Yes, I'm here.
For the cocktail.
Find me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Grazie. Grazie mille, Marco. A big clap for you.
There's a question for the people who are live streaming. So I think if you could come back.
Marco, there is a question from home.
From home, there's someone who's asked, I'd like to ask the architect, is there an opportunity to sell interior design in Kenya for an Italian entrepreneur based in Brianza, a very famous industrial area for those items?
It's like the Kikuyu area in Italy, where we have the most active entrepreneurs.
I think, thanks for the question. I didn't get the name. Giuseppe, thank you for the question. Giuseppe, definitely there are opportunities. I suggest that perhaps next time you join Martino in the field trip, so then we can discuss this further. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
I think that's the only question, yes.
Thank you. So we switch to the next sector. Passiamo al settore successivo, which is ICT, technology. On the Kenyan team,
Jimmy.
Is he around?
Yes, he's here.
No, please call him.
He's here.
Karibuni. Please, for the Italian team, if Daniele is not around, we call Michele Castagnaro. Please. He is also Kenyan. Benvenuto, Michele. Michele has been living in this city for the past 20 years. But we come from the city, Milan.
I'm shocked. I've not met him.
Not yet.
No, this is...
So Jimmy, what do you do here and what is your big dream?
My name is Jimmy Kitonga. I'm the ICT advisory expert here. My big dream is for us to have cheap power and to industrialize.
Good. I like short questions, short answers. I hope we can be part of that dream.
Yes. I think from the little that I know about Italy, especially the small and medium enterprise section, the engineering is top notch. It's global standards. And if we were able to bring that quality of engineering here and still maintain small companies, for me, that would be perfect.
You know, I think we, as a country, we combine somehow good technical skills with let's say the knowledge of how things can be beautiful, like fashion, like AgroFood. And this may create sometimes very creative solutions, because we are not as strict as maybe our cousins in Germany or in the UK, but we combine words, because also in terms of geography, we are in the middle between, you know, the sea between Europe and Africa.
Yes, I noticed that all the Europeans who are south of the Alps, who are in the warmer places, have a different way of thinking, and they are more colorful. The guys up, the people above the mountains, very cold, even their language very strict, short words.
Our language, se parliamo italiano, la fonetica è molto simile allo Swahili. If we talk Italian phonetics, is not that far from the Swahili.
It's true.
And so when we say habari yako, we can say probably not habari yako, like because it's from other countries. Thank you. And Michele, what do you do in Kenya now? No, let's say what brought you here related with ICT, and what do you do in this sector now?
Good evening, everyone. When I came here in 2006, Obama wasn't the president, and he was here, by the way, when I arrived. And I was hired by Cisco to become the head of business development for Sub-Saharan Africa. So I have been giving a hard time to the Minister of ICT, fundamentally, in order to develop enabling policies. And at that time, we had pretty much rising star in the ministry, whose name is Balozi Ndemo Daktari, who is due to come back, thank God. And so he's going to be doing some good in the country, end of March. But I had like a stint of 5 years in that position. I was involved in the GGCN, which is like the Global Government Communication Network, where the routing engines were all dictated or delivered by Cisco. And then my main assignment was really to help governments develop the policy. So I did that for Rwanda, I did that for Cameroon, I did that for Senegal, I did that for Zambia, and I loved the travel and I loved the experience.
Always based here in Nairobi.
Well, my wife doesn't agree on that statement, because I wasn't based in Nairobi. I was on the plane, and I was in other countries. But it took me as far as Liberia, and on the other side, Madagascar.
And as of today, beside being our ambassador in Nairobi, Michele is also active in ICT with the 737 Capital, right?
Well, I met 637 Capital as the founder arrived in Kenya, and he is a reverse coconuts type of person, because he's a Mzungu, but he was born in Angola, if I'm not mistaken, and he was feeling homesick. So he left a KPMG job that was well paid in Paris, and he migrated back to the country. So he settled in Kenya, and at the beginning we were much more into the investment advisory, but I had noticed that he had like a very incestuous relationship with his computer, because he was spending more time on his PC than with his wife. And then I realized that it was like an extension of his arm. But I guess that this is common to many in this room. And so, yeah, and he was like tech obsessed. So he started trying to study Python, but then he got entangled into the heat wave of AI, and he developed an application that's called Jibu Docs, which is like a document management system that is AI-based, that can recognize all the writing. So he downloaded the whole Kenya law database, which is like what, 350,000 calls and suits, and now he has like the ability, helping law firms to identify the cases that are creating a precedent or that can be conclusive or cogent for their debate.
To navigate the complexity of Kenyan laws and tech tools.
The navigation of the complexity, I may have to say that now it's much less, and there are
much less than the Italian laws, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Because in one repository there is everything, but it's silly, no? You just like have to dump all the file. Whereas he has like the intelligence of combining the things. So you put some variables and then it pulls it up. And it's quite magical. So they are with Bowman's, they are with Anjarwal & Khanna, they are with KPMG, they are with a number of other companies that use legal services of that kind. And I think that it can be applicable to insurance, to hospitals, to KPLC, to all those paper full organization, data-rich organization.
Thank you. If there are questions from the public to Jimmy and Michele related with ICT, please, mic over there if there is one. Otherwise, I will lend you mine. Zero interest. Yeah, down there.
Hi, good evening. My name is Nimrod. My question, I think we've seen some significant IT sector in Kenya over the last few years. There's been quite a number of companies that are coming up within the ICT sector, offering various solutions across the board. So my question is, let's say for a company looking to go outside, find opportunities within the ICT sector, with the work that you have done with other countries helping to develop policies and things of that nature, which countries would you say are very keen on getting sort of an ICT boom similar to the one that we have seen in Kenya over the last few years?
I'll try to answer this question, but you are raising a complexity because evidently I was, yes, plowing into potential talent. In 2006, it was like at the start, right? Even M-Pesa started in 2006, no? And what I noticed in the country, in Kenya, is that the work on training and education, Cisco networking academies, other organizations that were helping youngsters to get a profession, no, or a skill, grew exponentially. As a result, the biggest problem that 637 Capital has is employee loyalty. For the simple reason that the next door might be doing a hack or a development and they pay, I don't know, X% more, and they transit on the other side. So they have like a team of 15 people, and his big struggle is to keep those people, is to hold them. And so he has to excite them with business growing and, of course, strength of the application that is fully Kenyan developed, by the way. Let's make it clear. Now, his thing is now he's extending into Tanzania, and he's going into Uganda, and he's going into South Africa. The repositories of law are more or less the same. So there is a commonality of processes, but they are not automated. So for him, evidently, the thing is to go towards similar court of laws, no? That they use the same system of law, which is fundamentally the British, and then evidently replicate the thing, of course, with customizations. Customization is important for the simple fact that when I look at the story of M-Pesa, well, the big star success is only in this country. They haven't been able, maybe now in Ethiopia, but it's a small expenditure per user. So even there, this not invented here syndrome or this arrogance, well, you have to lower your tone and to say, okay, I have to adapt to what the local environment says. Often cases with a partnership with the local type of IT talent that can sort of cross-pollinate. There is one thing that I wanted to say. I do not know whether you have been exposed 2 weeks back. There was the Italian Minister of University and Research that came here with a clear IA mandate, looking at striking partnerships with academia. I know that they have tried with Strathmore, but Strathmore are a little bit slow on that. And other universities that I haven't heard of because I wasn't involved in that round, but the drive of the Italian government and the support that can also be financial if there is a project that is meaningful should hit either through the Agency for the Cooperation. Where is that, the logo type? Here. Yeah, this one, or directly the commercial attaché of the Italian embassy. When you have something that is meaningful, there will be interest in listening to what you have to say, especially in the domain of AI.
Thank you very much. And yeah, we proceed to the next sector. You find Jimmy and Michele at the cocktail. Thank you so much. Grazie, Michele. Now we are entering some very, very hot sectors where I think Italy and Kenya can really create something new, something different. So please, Wendy, if you have somebody from design and creativity, you don't. But if there is somebody active in design creativity from Kenya team, please join the stage. Otherwise, I will call Roberto Gerosa from Kilifi, co-founder of Seedling Designs, transforming, local fruits in something very beautiful. But I would like also to call Pietro, which I see down there, since he is active, if he allows me, he's active in music, and since there is an empty chair, please. So Roberto, allow me to share this with those active in this sector, and tell us, what do you do and what is your big dream, which brought here many years ago?
Okay, thank you for being here. I'm Roberto. I'm an architect and a designer. I came here in Kenya in 2011, a volunteer to build an orphanage in Homa Bay, actually in a small village near Homa Bay. It was supposed to be for 3 months, and then we stayed 2 years and now 15. And along the way, together with my wife, we created Seedling Designs, which is a company that basically transforms local natural resources into objects of contemporary design. And our big dream is actually to create a brand that is fully Kenyan. Sorry, is fully representative of Africa, and it can be recognized globally, because very often Africa export raw material and import finished products. We want to try to be among the first little seeds that actually reverse the thing. So we actually want to use the Kenyan local resources to produce finished product that can be exported globally.
Thank you very much. And let me switch to the left side on another creative, field where I am very passionate about, because my family is active professionally in this field, which is music. A voi, Pietro Tilli. What do you do here, and what's your big dream?
Thank you. So I am the white fly in this room, in the sense that I came to Kenya 2 years ago from Nigeria, where I spent 8 years. I'm a humanitarian. I work for the Red Cross, but I've been in my life a professional musician. And for the past 15 years, I've been living in Africa, setting up music projects across the continent. So I had a big band in Nigeria, a professional one.
With the son of Fela Kuti.
Yeah. So
who knows Fela Kuti?
Who knows the songs of Fela Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Sawa. We will check that. So I had a big band, very successful one, believe it or not, in Pakistan. Wow. For many years. So basically what Martino and I met 2 years ago online, the sense is in setting up a model. So the question that Martino always asks is, what are you looking for? What is your big dream, etc., etc.
Answer, please.
So The goal is to understand if Nairobi can bring the music on the next level. I have a jazz funk band in Nairobi, Cadence. We play Gecko, we play NSK.
Where do you play usually? Do you have a
Gecko
specific place?
Club,
Okay.
Nairobi Street Kitchen. We played a few festivals. The band is made of people who need to make their day. You know very well what I mean. No? In Kenya, music is a penny business, isn't it?
In Italy too.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Musicians have.
So the question is, and we have $1,000 as a fee, which is a miracle in Nairobi, right? In Nigeria, the fee was $4,000 for the band. I never cashed a penny. For me, the project was to promote local musicians, which are super good in Kenya as well. Now, what is, and I was on a podcast, a couple of podcasts in Nairobi, the issue is in music business, it's always the same. When there is no money, what takes over is competition and not cooperation. If you have ideas, if you know people, I know people, I'm connected in the music business, but it is proving in the past 2 years, despite a very, big reviews and big festivals, has been proving very difficult to set up a model that sustains the musicians and basically consolidate itself. That is very, very challenging. We are trying. We are going in Nairobi. We have gigs on the coast, which is easier for an Italian because it's an Italian colony. But still, there's no model, no? So I'm not, as you can see, a pop star, those flashy ones that they have no musical skills. I have musical skills and I'm an old chap. So let me know if any of you has an idea how to bring it there, how to bring to the next level. Instead of having a gig at the Gecko and making 120,000 shilling, what is required? Who should I connect to? Is it the presidency? Is it...
Please. He's asking you a question.
Okay. If
Who wants to answer? Who knows
I'm a diplomat. Can I go to Mudawadi and maybe ask for indulgence? You see? But a serious question because I really want to. I'm planning to stay in Kenya for quite a few years. And I'm really determined to understand how we can build
to move
the business forward.
So, if there is any ideas from the public, maybe Jasmine, do you have an idea? Otherwise, I would like to ask Roberto if you are already selling the chandelier here in Nairobi and where we can touch and experience the beauty of your products.
Yeah, actually we have yes. One of our selling point is in Village Market. It's a place called Africa Lifestyle Hub, and they are showcasing our products. So you can go there and see the products and buy. And then I can see that actually a lot of people, when I met them, they say, oh, you are from City Design. We bought a lot of your stuff. So I'm happy to say that we are in a lot of places, including the Google main office.
Google Googled for you to
yes.
get your products in Nairobi.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. And Pietro, anything else like what's the priority for now for the next few months? Or do you have a program where we can come and experience the talent of this band?
So we are trying to build and consolidate Cadence image with a few podcasts. One of them is for the Italians, for the Kenyans. We are, I mean, if some of you, they are, let's say, attenders of the Nairobi music scene, you probably know the musicians they play with me because It's from Danger at the bass, from David Sana at the sax. These are all foxes of the Nairobi scene. For the next months for us is really to understand, and I'm serious, although I know that many in Kenya, they don't think that music is a serious business. It can become a very serious business with serious money, and that's what we are trying to understand. How to bring the money into the picture and not the peanuts.
Thank you very much. Asante sana. Grazie. Grazie mille.
Thank you.
Grazie Pietro. You can find them there. Maybe if there is a keyboard, we can also a jam session later. Do you have a keyboard, a piano? Do you have a piano?
No, I don't think we do, but Joram has something.
Next time.
Yes, he has something. So not a keyboard and not a piano.
Yeah, I also play piano. We can have a jam session. I'm sure there's musicians hidden in the public. Last but not least, we would like to call on stage people active in the HR, training sector. I'm sure there is somebody from the Kenyan side. No, I'm sure there is one. Otherwise, I will call Joram.
Actually, yes.
If there is somebody from in HR training, please join.
Actually,
please join the panel.
I think Joram can sit on this panel.
Joram,
so
Joram, you are. Please come back. Padali. Yes. Please. Yeah. Thank you to you. And on the Italian side, allow me to call here Danilo Frison, founder of Tafuta Associates. No need. So, no, with the sandbox. Later on, we call it. Let's start. Concerning HR, talent development, learning.
Yeah.
What's the big dream of Sandbox?
I think the big dream of Sandbox is basically we see the whole question of developing businesses as the economic backbone of creating value in Africa. We have a continent that has they say between 2 and 4 billion. There's a lot of business opportunities. There's a lot of very educated and talented people. It is the only continent where people are growing faster than every other continent. And so, as far as I'm concerned, Africa is the future. I think the world is beginning to recognize that Africa is the future. And so my question is, how can we develop the entrepreneurial talent that positions Africa for that future and enables us to tap into opportunities where we can compete equally with the rest of the globe in making Africa the center of economic conversations for the future. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Danilo,
right.
What's Tafuta Associates doing, and what's the big vision, the why you're here?
Right. Well, so I've been in East Africa for 13 years now. Tafuta Associates, we specialize in executive search. We also have a sister brand called Kaya Talent. So essentially, we're recruiters. We're a team of 4. We work with clients across East Africa and increasingly West Africa. I'd like to build maybe on what Joram has mentioned, which is, I think, Kenya has a number of competitive advantages compared to a number of countries. I think, Martino, as we discussed earlier in the week as well, it's not just about the Kenyan market, which is very exciting, and Kenya is one of the top 4 countries in terms of investment in startups. But Nairobi and Kenya are also a hub for the rest of the East African region. I agree with Joram. Basically, Africa is the only continent which is growing in terms of demographics and as a whole, as a continent. And I think there are a number of countries that are quite promising right now. For us, Nigeria is our fastest growing market, actually.
Danilo wants to leave Nairobi and relocate to Lagos. Every time I ask him something about this stuff, he mentions me because.
No, I've been trying to tell Martino he needs to go to Nigeria because I think there's a lot of bad stories about Nigeria, but there's actually. Louisa would know, she used to work for a Nigerian tech startup, Seamless HR. So maybe later we can involve her.
Yes, absolutely.
And she's a former client as well.
Absolutely. Any questions around HR or talent development, training? Please be anche domande in italiano, ragazzi, non siate timidi.
Yeah, happy to take questions in both Italian and English.
Domande anche dal pubblico, ci sta seguendo on YouTube. If you have any questions, please do it now.
Can I ask Joram a question as we're waiting?
Of course.
Right, because obviously you're running a co-working space. We're based at one of your competitors, the Nairobi Garage. But the ecosystem has grown tremendously. When I first moved to Nairobi in 2015, it was just High-Up and Nairobi Garage. You guys weren't around yet. And now there's probably around 50 plus co-working spaces. It doesn't look like that growth is stopping. Where do you think the real potential is in your business? And also, how's your venture in Atlanta, Georgia going? Really curious to hear about that.
Okay, thank you. I think when I interact with the other Nairobians, maybe let me use this. Yes. I think Nairobi's potential lies in its talent. We are a culture that is we are quite open to the rest of the world. And so you find that we absorb technology, knowledge, new ideas very quickly. And so I think as a hub of fintech, financial services, impact, the world of impact, I do not see Nairobi slowing down because we have been a hub for the region for a very long time and we continue to set the agenda and drive that. And so despite what I see is other East African and African countries catching up with what's happening in Kenya, although you can see from a policy standpoint, it's taking time to take on like the internet connectivity and all sorts of things. But that said, the youthful, educated population is not waiting for government policy to get things done. We are getting things done despite what happens at policy level. And so that's why I remain very optimistic about what's happening in East Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really helpful, Joram. And I have one comment now for the delegation from Italy, right? I think in Europe and in countries like Italy, we're really used to being so reliant on government initiatives, government funding, government incentives. I think that's not the case here. We're like, it's survival of the fittest. The government does not really help in any way. I'm sorry to say that. But then that means that in a sense, like if you do survive as an entrepreneur, if you do make it here, you can make it anywhere. Right, exactly. And I do agree that I think it's without doubt that Nairobi has the strongest talent pool in the whole of East Africa and arguably probably the most of Sub-Saharan Africa, maybe with the exception of SA. But just my last question was around Atlanta, Georgia. I believe I saw online you had launched a venture. How did that go?
Yeah, then question from the public, from Debra.
Okay, so this I actually want to speak to everyone in the room. We as Africans tend to think that when we develop solutions for Africa, they are only relevant for Africa. But the truth is, like with what we've done with Sandbox, every market we've gone to, the solution we've developed is relevant there. And so probably to encourage, open the minds, inspire everyone in the room, don't think that when you develop a product for Nairobi, it's only relevant for Nairobi. The whole world nowadays is open for our solutions. There's no market I've gone to in the world where what it is that I'm doing in Nairobi is not relevant there. And so one of the things that I think we need to do as businesses based here is just break the whole notion that we are African businesses and think of ourselves as global businesses. And I think when we do that, there's a lot of opportunity that's waiting for us. And that is what is going to be the true determinant of the economic growth of this continent. So go for it.
Thank you so much, Debra.
Hi. Hi.
For the YouTube, please speak with the mic.
On the mic.
For friends in Italy who are watching you.
Oh, they're watching. Hi, friends in Italy. Hi, Martino. Thank you so much. I'm also freshly in HR and trade, especially labor. So my question is, lately there has been an upsurge of skills to export labor, right? And we have seen this, initially it was just recruitment agencies, but now it's more, government has also gotten into it. So I would like to know, one, what is the skill set that is more appealing? I mean, is it something that the Italian delegation is looking for in terms of human labor capital? So what are the skill sets that are being looked for? And then two, what are the requirements, as in, would we need to come together and talk? I mean, how would it work? Especially on the skill set. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the questions. Allow me to try to answer it, despite, let's say, the main focus of our delegation was, to get a first glance of the Kenyan private sector and develop partnerships. But we are very well aware of that issue. We have a growing, aging population, and we have a lack of workers. So despite all the maybe ideological debates, no, we should help Africans to stay in Africa, but then in the end there are companies that risk to close because they do not have workers, not because they don't have customers. So I see already countries like Germany that are actively recruiting. I bet, from my point of view, that very soon Italy will do something like that. One member of our club is already piloting. They have a hospitality school here in Utawala. Italian kitchen on one side and cybersecurity on the other side, working mainly with children, guys from unprivileged place in Nairobi. But they say that if you go to a restaurant and you find spaghetti well cooked, mainly the cook comes from that school. And now they are exploring a partnership to send workers to Italy. Very soon, the first batch of 10 will go, a very small one, or they are not a big institution. But what I understood is that it is very important to build, connections that have a meaning for the person, because especially us in Italy, we suffer from, our youth moving away. So if Italian companies think, I go to Africa, to Kenya to find low wage workers, they get a Schengen visa, they will move out very soon to Northern Europe, where the pay or the taxes are less, so the pay is higher. What I hope companies will be able to do is to create, projects whereby somebody can travel to improve their skills, to, of course, earn some money, but also have a connection with the home country, so that, for instance, you may do 1, 2, 3 years in restaurants, hospitality in Italy, but connected with maybe projects of opening something in Kenya where you have this kind of connections. Because what I see is that a lot of people want to travel, lots of people want to work abroad, but also people want to keep kind of connection at home. Like we have, London is, I think, the third biggest Italian town, because we have so many Italians in London, but most of them, especially for weather and so on, there is movement. And we would like, I hope we would be able to create this type of movement. Of course, there are big bureaucratical issues. I think institutions will work on that to solve. We will stay in touch on that as soon as there are news.
Just one quick comment to build on what Martino said. Sorry, what was your name again? Deborah. Yeah, just a quick one. I think Martino answered very well. Yes, but just to build on, I've been in Kenya for like 11 years now, and one thing I would say is the tourism sector in this country is very big, and it's also very big in Italy. So those are two areas where it's probably fairly easy to build a parallel, right? And then you know that when you go to Malindi or Watamu, many Kenyan workers have learned Italian to work there. So that would be one area where there is clearly like an opportunity for collaboration. The other one, and I think Martino can speak more to that, is We have a number of manufacturing businesses that have a shortage of workers. So that's another area I think of interest. But yes, I think Martino is the best person to connect you to through official channels. I think it's much better for your kind of, Kenyan worker working in hospitality. It's much better to go to a country like Italy than to go to Dubai or the Middle East, where there's a big problem of human rights abuses, right? So if there's anything we can do, that would...
Even in Italy sometimes. Yes. Yes. Anyway, I think in the next few months we'll have news. It's not, let's say, our main focus up to now, but I see it as a very important area of cooperation. We are also working with Alessio right there, who represents a big federation of Italian intellectual workers, and hope positive news may come in the next few months for our next visit, maybe next year. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jerome. A question.
Thank you. My name is Martin Mohio from Almasi Experience. We are the resident event planning and management agency at the Sandbox. Now, the first part of my question has been answered, but I'm just curious to, first of all, I'll be really interested to see what type of programs you have for those emerging disciplines, such as my industry, which is event management in the hospitality sector, that has largely been underserved by large academia in the past, and the sort of exchanges that you spoke about between Italy and Kenya. Now, my question is for consumers of talent here and for recruiters such as yourselves. You've probably been recruiting a lot of millennials over the last 20 years. So has there been a fundamental change in how you recruit, how you manage, how you train these new generations, like Gen Zs, for instance? And are you ready for Gen Alpha, both in Kenya and Italy?
I would say definitely the landscape has changed quite a lot. So I'll try and keep it brief. We work a lot with impact investors. And I would say that like about 10 years ago, a lot of the senior roles were being held by expats. But fast forward to 2026, the majority of the roles are held by African nationals, and Kenyans have the upper hand. You find that Kenyans end up often being considered for like Pan-African roles. So for sure nowadays, when it comes to the kind of work we do, our clients always want African nationals, ideally female, a lot of the time, but not always. So I think that there has been a change. In terms of identifying the talent, of course, there is a lot more visibility online nowadays through platforms like LinkedIn, which were maybe not as prevalent back in the day. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Last but not least, we switch to the same sector, but with two other speakers. So thank you, Joram. Thank you, Danilo. Thank you. Enjoy the refreshment. Last 7 minutes. Allow me to call here Luisa McKenna, right? Please, Danilo said you should be here, so please come. Nice to meet you. Please. And allow me to call the crazy and proud Enzo Graziano. Enzo Graziano is the king of sales. While Luisa, you are the queen of talent development, Danilo told me. Told us something about what you do, again, around talent development, training.
Hello, hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Luisa. I am actually the sales expert here at the Sandbox. But previously, in my previous life, I have worked in talent and recruitment space. I have led a team across East Africa, just managing talent, and that's how me and Danilo know each other. Yes.
Wonderful. And so, when did you arrive in Nairobi? You are allowed to speak in Kiswahili.
Okay, nilifika hapa kama 2009. Nimekuwa hapa kama miaka 16. Unaweza kusema kwamba nimekuwa mwenyeji kabisa. So I came here in 2009. Ofisi zetu ya kwanza ilikuwa nyumba yangu. So we started, we did not have even the bed. And then we basically had to move across Africa with a bus. Basically the bus all the way to Ethiopia, 2 days, crossed the Congo River by boat, then they arrested me. I slept in the Chapu's guest houses for like $3-4 per night. And eventually they did not kill me. And so I came to this place.
Not yet.
Huh?
And what do you do now?
I'm a sales trainer. I train corporations, telecoms, banks, foreign investors who come to Kenya with seeds, grants, and basically I train their salespeople, so I help them penetrate into the African region, like a little bit, mostly the Horn of Africa, from Mozambique to Ethiopia, but also in other places. So it's been quite fun. Nairobi ni nyumbani, siwezi kulalamika.
Grazie. Just a last word about your big dream and how these people here could be part of the dream. What's the dream of what you are looking for tonight?
So as a B2B sales expert at the Sandbox, I think for me, what our dream is to inspire sales excellence in sales professionals across the African market, and hopefully work with other continents as well to help them when they're coming into the Kenyan market to understand how to set up your sales organization or structure the right way in order to make more profits. So I guess that's our goal.
Thank you very much. What about Enzo? What is your crazy and proud dream for the next 10 years? And how this audience and the Vado in Africa community can help you?
My dream is to train as many young people as possible, because I think we have a massive wave of young people who are unemployed. And I think if we don't fall in love with money and we fall in love with significance, we can spend our life to make an impact in this society. Instead of chasing money, we can chase impact, and we can train many young people and leave them from poverty.
And also make money as a consequence.
And also make money, because we have to buy wine and whiskey for Martino.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Enzo. Thank you, Luisa. Now, if there is a last question from the public before we really close, down there. Is there a question? No, you. Paolo, hai una domanda? Davide, Carlo, if you have questions or if you want to just say something about the week we spent here, that's your turn. But now, Sasa, not in the next 10 minutes, because we are going to close. Alessio, if you want to ask something, is now. Anybody? Okay. So, thank you so much. We can find us on Vado in Africa social media account. Thank you. And we found me and Alexander is down there. We can explain how we work with our business club. And please feel free to ask us any questions. Pronti via. Ciao, ciao.
Mwataka kuniua bure baba, mwataka kuniua bure baba. Yule si wako nami si wangu, chukia nini kati yangu mimi na wewe? Chukia nini kati yangu mimi na wewe? Le 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 li le 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 li lo.